Greetings, philosophers. We're back for the ninth part of our 10-part series on the philosophy of Fyodor Dostoevsky, a writer who doesn't just tell stories, but digs into the raw essence of what it means to be human. Today, we're exploring his vision of authentic community, the kind of connection that binds us together not through force or rules, but through shared humanity and love. We'll focus on the brothers Karamazov and demons to see how Dostoevsky dreams of a better way to live together. So let's jump into this hopeful, urgent idea. Dostoevsky lived in a world of division, rich versus poor, tradition versus revolution, faith versus doubt. Sound familiar? He saw people pulling apart, chasing their own agendas, and he worried about what that meant for society. But he didn't just point fingers. He imagined a different way, a community where people are bound by mutual care, not control. For him, authentic community isn't about everyone thinking the same or following the same rules. It's about individuals choosing to connect, to take responsibility for each other, even when it's messy. This idea comes alive in his novels, where he contrasts true community with the destructive forces that tear it apart. Let's start with the brothers Karamazov, where Dostoevsky paints a picture of what authentic community could look like through Father Zosima, the wise monk we've met before. Zosima's monastery isn't just a place for prayer. It's a living example of people coming together in love and humility. He teaches that we're all responsible for one another, not just for our own actions, but for the world's pain and sins. There's this beautiful moment where he says, "Each of us is guilty before everyone, for everyone, and everything." It's a wild idea. Your choices, your kindness, your failures, they ripple out, affecting everyone. Zosima's community is built on this. People who choose to care, to forgive, to lift each other up, not because they're forced to, but because they see themselves in one another. Alyosha, Zosima's young disciple, lives this out. He's always there for people, his chaotic family, grieving kids, even strangers. There's a scene where he brings a group of boys together after a friend's death, turning their sorrow into a shared promise to remember and love. It's not about rules or power. It's about connection, freely chosen. Dostoevsky's saying this is what community should be. A web of relationships where people give to each other, not out of duty, but out of a sense of shared humanity. Now contrast that with Demons, where Dostoevsky shows what happens when community goes wrong. This novel's a dark portrait of a town unraveling under the spell of radicals like Pyotr Verkovensky, who push a collectivist vision, a society where everyone's forced to fit into a grand plan for progress. They promise equality and happiness, but it's all control. No heart. Their ideology crushes individuality, breeding mistrust, betrayal, and violence. Characters like Stavrogin, who's numb to any sense of connection, show what happens when community becomes a machine. People get chewed up. Dostoevsky's warning is clear. When you force people together under rigid ideas, you don't get harmony, you get chaos. This contrast feels so alive today. We're surrounded by forces pulling us apart. Politics, social media, endless debates about who's right or wrong. Some push for collectivism, like everyone should think the same to fix things. Others swing to extreme individualism, where it's every person for themselves. Dostoevsky would say, both miss the mark. Authentic community isn't about erasing differences or going it alone. It's about choosing to connect, to see each other as human, flaws and all. It's not a utopia. It's a daily choice to show up for one another. Dostoevsky's own life shaped this view. In a Siberian prison, he lived among outcasts, thieves, murderers, drunks, and saw glimpses of true community. Prisoners shared their last scraps of food, told stories, showed kindness in brutal conditions. That stuck with him. He believed even the worst of us could build something real together, not through laws or systems, but through love and mutual respect. It's a hope rooted in reality, not fantasy. Think about our world. We're more connected than ever. Phones, apps, instant messages, but often lonelier too. Scroll through your feed and it's easy to feel like you're shouting into a void. Dostoevsky would ask, are we building real connections, or just chasing likes and followers? His idea of community challenges us to go deeper, to listen to someone we disagree with, to help a neighbor, to forgive a friend. It's not about grand gestures. It's about small, intentional acts that weave us together. Let's make it personal. Think about a time you felt part of something real. A family, a group of friends, even a moment with strangers where you felt connected. What made it work? Probably not rules or agendas, but people choosing to care, to give, to be present. Now think about a time you felt alone in a crowd. What was missing? Dostoevsky would say it's that spark of mutual responsibility, the choice to see each other as more than just faces in a feed. This idea also speaks to our bigger challenges. We're in a time of division, political fights, culture wars, people digging into their corners. Dostoevsky's vision of community is a call to bridge that, not by forcing agreement, but by building relationships. It's about seeing the humanity in the person you don't understand, choosing connection over control. That's harder than it sounds, but it's also hopeful. It means we have the power to create something better, one choice at a time. As we wrap up, Dostoevsky leaves us with a challenge. Build authentic community, not through force or sameness, but through love and responsibility. It's not easy, but it's what makes us human. Next time, we'll close our series with his ultimate question, the eternal struggle for meaning, where he asks how we find purpose in a chaotic world. It's going to be a big one, so don't miss it.